Bhagavad Gita for the New Age, Art of Action, Episode 2, Arjun's Conflict. This episode sets the context for the discourse between Lord Krishna and Arjun. What was Arjun's conflict? He felt he should not fight this war. Krishna was urging him to fight. Now, why do we choose a particular action? It is driven by a need. Arjun's conflict was arising from two needs: moral values on one hand and duty on the other. Each option has a reason. You can question the correctness of the method or simply implement the decision as per the orders. When you have a procedure laid down, following it is your duty. It's good to follow your leader, but it is also your duty to ask the right questions during the planning phase. This will help the leader to make better decisions. However, this must be done well in advance. A soldier cannot raise doubts in the midst of a battle. Once the war starts, you can either fight or die. Both the needs are valid. I have to adhere to moral values and I also need to perform my duties. I will be happy only if I can address both these needs. That is the meaning of true success, and that is my final goal. The needs themselves are not in conflict, but the actions taken to satisfy those needs are. Arjun presented his dilemma to the Lord and asked him for advice. He said, "Killing is a sin and it is not morally right. So many innocent people will die over this dispute. The soldiers who are fighting this war are doing so just because they are following instructions. They are not invested in our dispute. They will succumb to collateral damage." Krishna says, "No one can kill the Atma and no one is destroyed. Soul simply changes the body like a person changes his clothes." Krishna is countering pragmatism with philosophy. He is trying to pacify Arjun. He makes him aware of his duty, saying indicated action is your natural dharma. You are standing on the battlefield with weapons drawn. These soldiers who are opposing you have committed themselves for the fight as soon as they picked a side. Here, dharma actually means duty. It does not mean religion. The indicated action or the duty is to fight for justice. And that's what Arjun should do. Arjun says, "Who am I to deliver justice? I don't want pleasures of this kingdom, surely not at the cost of so many lives." Krishna says, pleasure is just an interaction of your senses with objects of desire. When you touch something smooth and cool, you feel good. When you see nice colors, you feel energized. That is because of the sense of touch and sight. You can get carried away if you don't control your senses. The senses are meant to be used for navigating the world and reaching your goals. Desires result in pleasure or pain and can delude you from your target. Arjun says entire generations and family lines will be destroyed because of this war. On this, Krishna explains the concept of rebirth and destiny. These beings have existed in the past and will manifest again in the future. They have been killed, died so many times and have been reborn. Birth is inevitable if they make the same mistakes again and again. Arjun says, "It is better for me to die rather than killing so many." The Lord says, "Look equally towards gain and loss, victory and defeat, and act. Follow your duty." This is the first reference in Gita about following the process and not worrying about the fruit. Arjun feels that he is doing injustice by killing so many people. But is this assumption correct? No one fighting this war is innocent. They are all equally invested. War was inevitable after all options of peace had been explored and exhausted. Withdrawing now will set a bad precedence and signal that the unrighteous can have their way. So fight. Fight for the greater good. Fight not only because it is your duty, but it is also the morally right thing to do. Krishna further explains, whether you kill them or not, they will die at the hands of somebody like you, and someone like me will give the instructions. You are only the instrument. All this is written, and it is destiny. This is chapter 11, verse 32 and 33 of the Gita.